We have 22 teams entered from at least 6 different states and from Canada. So we've got an outstanding lineup of teams, some of the very best teams and teamsters in North America pulling here tonight.
Pulling right out the gate, pulling how much weight? From the little guy to the massive ones, team and drivers are having fun. Start them off with them both very light, then add weight to make it look right.
Overweight contest, so what that means is that we have divided the class into 2 separate classes, the lightweight or the lighter weight teams and the heavyweight teams. So there's 11 in each class, and the weights in the lightweight class range from 3,450 pounds up to 3,650 pounds. And then the heavyweight class begins about at 3,700 pounds, and the heaviest team weighs in at 4,750. The overweight horse pull is designed to even out or make a horse pull more fair when you have big differences in the weight of the horses competing. It compensates for the weight difference. An overweight pull evens this out or compensates by allowing a lighter team to pull on a lighter load while adding additional weight to the load for a heavier team. For example, the team that weighs 500 pounds more than another team, they will have to pull 500 pounds more on the sled than the lighter team in each round of the competition. So you'll notice that weight is getting added between the pulls and between each teamster in the same round of competition to even it out or to make it a fairer pull so that the heavier teams have to pull a heavier load.
Oh yeah.
Tonight is the overweight contest. Tomorrow night will be a heavyweight contest. And the heavyweight contest does not add weight between teamsters. It doesn't compensate for differences in the weights of the teams of horses. So that's what we'll be doing tonight. Our judges tonight are Duff Clamforth and Ted Clamforth, our ringman, Bob Hunt. Scorekeepers up here, we've got JoJo Duvall helping out, and I think we'll probably have some other ones coming on up. We've got a good group of horses out there. We're going to see a tremendous pull, and we'll be ready to start here in just a few minutes.
JoJo. I'm Susie. Good. I just wanted to at least meet you, since I write you.
For those of you that are in the audience and like to keep score, we do have a few score sheets left, and you're welcome to come up here by the announcer's booth, and as long as we have score sheets, we'll hand them out if you'd like to keep score as we're going along.
JoJo. Yeah, there you go.
Well, tonight, folks, before we start the poll, and that's the reason why we have kind of postponed getting started here, we've got a special event. We are going to recognize a longtime horse puller by inducting them into the Michigan Horse Pulling Hall of Fame. So that's what we're going to do to get started here tonight. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome me, or would you please join me in welcoming and congratulating Mr. Tom Wallstruck. Tom is always, let's give him a big round of applause. He's being inducted into the Michigan Horse Pulling Hall of Fame. Tom has always been involved with horses. When he was young, he had ponies and he had horses to ride. His dad, Tom Sr., and his good friend Zeb White pulled drafts with the Northern Indiana Horse Pullers. Tom was 14 years old when he started his pulling career, and it's been a huge part of his life for the last 58 years. He's truly grateful for the many friends that he's made in the horse pulling industry over the years. And the Michigan Horse Pulling Boat Association, as well as many of the other pullers here tonight that came from various states, have donated money to buy this chair for Tom in recognition of his outstanding accomplishments as a professional horse puller and for his years of support for the horse pulling sport and his years of help that he has given to the various horse pullers involved. He truly has been a great role model for all of us who love to pull horses. Congratulations, Tom Wallstruck. We'd like to have all the members of the Michigan Horse Pulling Boat Association Board of Directors come out. We want to get a picture with Tom on this night so that he has that for his keeping and we can have it in our files and in the Hall of Fame. We'd like to get all the drivers, all the teamsters, come on out. We want to get one more big picture of everybody. Anybody else that'd like to join, that'd like to be in the picture with Tom and his wife, come on out. We want to get a picture with all of us here tonight to recognize this outstanding achievement. For those of you that know Tom, he's always willing to help. He's been a great competitor and a great friend to many of us, and it's just a great thing to be able to see that he is recognized for all that he's done for the horse pulling competition and the pulling sport throughout the state of Michigan and Indiana and throughout the United States. Let's give one more big round of applause to Mr. Tom Wallstruck, inducted into the Michigan State Horse Pulling Boat Association Hall of Fame here this evening. Congratulations, Tom. All right, I think that we are going to get started here, folks. We have got 5,500 pounds on the boat. In the lightweight division, the first team up will be Roman Edmonds' #1 team, then Brandon Porter, then Wallstra and Ernest, and then Brown and Smucker in that order. Brown, Smucker, and then the Smucker brothers after that. So first team up, Roman Edmonds. He's coming in from Lake City, Michigan, weighing in at 3,450 pounds. And the boat weighs in right now for the first load at 5,500 pounds. And a full pull for Roman Edmonds. Good job. Next up will be Brandon Porter. Brandon comes all the way from West Sunbury, Pennsylvania. So they are adding one block because his team weighs 50 pounds more. And you'll see him do that right now, and he'll be hooking on. And a full pull from Brandon Porter. He's our second team across. Next up will be Wallstra and Ernest from Chesterton, Indiana. Then we'll have Brown and Schmucker's number 1 team, then the Schmucker brothers, and then Bill Hansen. Be ready in that order, please. And Teamsters, we do appreciate you having your teams up here and ready to go as much as possible. Helps keep the pull moving. We've got a nice big group of horses to pull tonight, and we appreciate you having your teams up and ready to go. So tonight we're going to have the winner of the lightweight and heavyweight side of the contest, and there will be 2 bags of Purina Super Sport, courtesy of the Caledonia Farmers Elevator and Purina, given to the winners. Super Sport supports the muscle development, stamina, and recovery, helping powerhouse horses perform their best. I want to thank to Andy Kravitsky of Purina and Kelly Scheidel of Farmers Elevator for that. You know how in a football game sometimes they'll tell you how fast somebody was running on the field? We just clocked Tom Brown at 22 miles an hour.
Man, they don't want to stop.
Full pull for the Wallstra and Ernest team, Tom Brown. Give a round of applause. Good job. Next up, pulling in the 4th position is Brown and Schmucker number 1. Tom Brown is driving this team also. And then we'll have Schmucker brothers from Eden, Ohio. Bill Hansen to follow, and Jason Abel after that. And a nice pull for Brown Schmucker team.
It's jerked all over the place.
Next up, Schmucker brothers coming in.
3 more copies of it. Can you come right up? We only got 2 left.
And a full pull for Schmucker brothers from Eden, Ohio. Congratulations, good job. Coming in next is Bill Hansen, and Bill comes all the way from Chatfield, Minnesota. He's pulling Bud and Cracker. They weigh in at 3,600 pounds for the team. Following him will be Jason Averill, then Jordan Hansen, and then O'Neill and Sons in that order. And a full pull for Bill Hansen. Good job. Next up, Jason Averill from Columbia, Kentucky. Jordan Hansen, be ready to follow. Then O'Neill and Sons, and then Brown and
Hooking
Smucker.
on and going, hooking on and going.
Jason Averill's got a horse's named Junior and Rooster.
Close to that line.
Full pull for Jason Averill. Good job. Coming in next, weighing in at 3,650 pounds, Jordan Hansen's team. Jordan is from Preston, Minnesota. And he's pulling Jake and Cashew. O'Neill and Sons be ready to follow. Brown and Smucker number 2 after that. And then Kessler and Specht. Full pull for Jordan Hansen. Nice job. Next up will be O'Neill and Sons. Jason O'Neill doing the driving from Dry Ridge, Kentucky. Brown and Smucker to follow. Then Kessler and Specht. And then after that, we'll be getting the heavyweight side of the contest. See, Jason O'Neill got a helper to help him on the lines. The horses are excited to pull and ready to pull, and he needs a little help getting them held back to hook on. Full pull from the O'Neill and Sons team. In the 10th position, coming in next, Brown and Smucker's number 2 team. They're from Litchfield, Michigan and Angola, Indiana. And then Kessler and Specht. And then we'll be ready for the first team in the heavyweight side, Stackhouse and Wooster. Teamsters, you're doing a good job having your teams up here ready to go. We appreciate that. You'll notice that the whistle blew, and that's because he stepped over the rope. So he would be disqualified on the first pull. And he has it across on his second. Nice job. All right, last team up in the lightweight division, weighing in at 3,650 pounds, is the Kessler and Speck team with Casey Harriman driving. And they're from Millerton and Creedence, Pennsylvania. So in the lightweight division, folks, from the lightest team, Roman Evans' team weighs in at 3,450, to the heaviest team in the lightweight division is only 200 pounds difference. So there wasn't a lot of weights getting added in between teamsters. But when we get in the heavyweight division, there's going to be a lot more weight getting added. And by the way, judges, after this team is done, we need to add one weight, one block, that was not on your original sheet. So please note, you'll have to add one after this pull is done. Popo for Kessler and Speck, good job. The lightweight division is done. We've added one weight, and we're going to start with the heavyweight division. Stackhouse and Wooster. Nate Wooster driving. They're from Canton, Pennsylvania. They've got Barney and Julio. They weigh in at 3,700 pounds. And a full pull. Good job for Stackhouse and Wooster. Next up, Graver Brothers and Bushman, and then Cox, Hall, and Fox to follow, and then Brown and Smucker number 3 to follow after that. So, I think that was a full pull. Nice job. All right. Next up, number 14, Cox, Hall, and Fox. And that's a team made up of horses from those different individuals. They're from Newton, Illinois, and Pleasureville, Kentucky. David Cox doing the driving. Their horses are Davey and Fred. They weigh in at 3,800 pounds. Full pull for the Cox, Hall, and Fox team. Good job. Next up is Brown and Smucker's number 3 team. They had 2 teams in the lightweight division, and they're coming in. Tom Brown will be driving this team, and it's their number 3 team, the first team in the heavyweight side for them. Tom and Mike's the name of the horses. They weigh in at 3,920 pounds. Full pull for the Brown and Smucker team. Good job. Pulling in the 16th position, Pickering and Burton, number 2 team. They'll be followed immediately by their other team, the Pickering and Burton number 1 team, and then Newland Farms. So first up, Pickering and Burton's number 2 team. They weigh in at 3,900 pounds. And they are from Prince George, Canada, and Columbia, Kentucky. No problem. Larry Burton doing the driving. Now they've got their next team coming in right away. And that's the Pickering and Burton's #1 team. And they weigh in at 3,950 pounds. After their second team will be Newland Farms, then Rick Likes, then the Davis County boys, and Roman Edmonds #2, and then Cox and Hall. While we're waiting, since they've got two teams right in a row, it'll take them just a minute to get their second team up here. I'll give you just a little bit of info about the Michigan Great Lakes International. Did you know that the Michigan Great Lakes International is the only event in the world to feature halter classes, hitching, plowing, pulling, and riding for draft horse breeds and mules at the same time and location? And during the exciting 4-day show, the Michigan Great Lakes International hosts 330 exhibitors, 1,200 draft horses from 30 states and 3 Canadian provinces. And the attendance here of the people that come to watch, over 35,000 people. And a full pole for the Pickering and Burton team. Good job. Next up, Newland Farms. Adam Newland, Three Rivers, Michigan. He weighs in at 4,020 pounds. Following him will be Rick Likes from Angola, then the Davis County boys. If you'd be ready and have your teams up, we certainly would appreciate it. Full pole for the Newland Farms team. Good job, guys. Next up, Rick Likes from Angola, Indiana. And then the Davis County boys. And then Roman Edmonds #2, and then Cox and Hall. Full pole, nice job for Rick Likes. Next up, the Davis County boys. Floyd Lonecker driving. They're from down in southern Indiana. Davis County, of course, Montgomery area. They're pulling Pudge and Vern, and they weigh in at 4,227 pounds. So they're adding a block. Over the line, over the rope. And a full pull on the second attempt. Good job for the Davis County boys. Next up, Roman Edmonds with his second team. Roman comes from Lake City, Michigan. And he's pulling Jack and King. They weigh in at 4,320 pounds. Cox and Hall will be ready to follow. a full pull for Roman Edmonds. Good job. Last team to hook to this weight round will be the Coxon Hall team from Newton, Illinois. The heaviest team in the contest. They're adding 9 blocks. They weigh in at 4,750 pounds. And then at that time, I guess we'll be ready to add more weight or whatever we have to do to get started in the second round. One of the awards that will be awarded today is the Horsemanship Award. And the prize will be given by horsepoolresults.com. And they've got a whole bunch of goodies that they're giving for horses. And we'll have that determination when we get near the end of the poll. So see if you can pick out the teamster that you think is going to win the Horsemanship Award. Is that once? That's twice away? All right. So, folks, they have the opportunity to get hooked 3 times. And if they can't get hooked after their 3rd attempt, that will count for 1 pull that they got no distance on. They can still come back and try to hook for their 2nd attempt, which they get 3 attempts also. But he's away from the boat twice. He's got to get him hooked this time, or that will count as his first pull as a disqualification. All right, nice job by Coxon Hall. They got them hooked up. Good job. That completes the first round. We have got 22 teams. All of them have made it across. And we're going to be adding more weight and be ready to go on to the second round. Roman Edmonds, he'll be up. Full pull for Roman Edmonds. Nice job. Next up, Brandon Porter from Pennsylvania. Then Wallstra and Ernest. And then Brown and Smucker. And a full pull for Brandon Porter. Good job. Next up, the Wallstra and Ernest team. And this is Tommy Wallstra's team, the gentleman that was inducted into the Hall of Fame here tonight. They are Harley, and horses' names are Harley and Jack. The team weighs in at 3,525 pounds. Brown and Smucker be ready. Then Smucker Brothers and Bill Hansen in that order. Tom Brown is driving the team for Tommy Wallstra here tonight. He's been working them for him and keeping them in shape too. And it's good to see that Tommy's got a team in here on the night he gets into the Hall of Fame. Full pull for the Wallstra and Ernest team. Nice job. Next up, Brown and Smucker's number 1 team. James Smucker doing the driving. Then Smucker Brothers to follow, and Bill Hansen. We started this round, folks, with 7,000 pounds on, and we've been adding some weight, but that's what we started at, 7,000. Full pull for this Brown and Smucker team. Good job. Pulling in the 5th position is Smucker Brothers from Eden, Ohio. Paul Smucker doing the driving. Horses' names are Tom and Sam. They weigh in at 3,600 pounds. Bill Hansen to follow, Jason Averill after that, and then Jordan Hansen. We're in the lightweight half of the pulling contest. Full pull for Smucker Brothers, good job. Bill Hansen coming in. Bill has been pulling horses for over 50 years. His son Jordan pulls with him. And they own Hansen Waste Removal and Hansen Perch Runs in Minnesota. Full pull for Bill Hansen, good job. Weighing in at the same amount, 3,600, will be Jason Averill from Columbia, Kentucky. Jordan Hansen to follow, O'Neill and Sons in the hole. Full pull for Jason Averill, good job. Pulling in the 7th position out of the 11 in the lightweight division. Coming in now is Jordan Hansen. And last year, Jordan won the pulling contest here in the overweight. So here's a guy to watch for tonight too, from Preston, Minnesota. Good job for Jordan Hansen. Next up, O'Neill and Sons. Jason O'Neill from Dry Ridge, Kentucky. He's got Pete and Roy, and they weigh in at 3,657 pounds. Brown and Smucker number 2 to follow, and Kessler and Specht in the hole. Football for O'Neill and Son. Good job. Playing the 10th positions, Brown and Smucker from Litchfield, Michigan and Angola, Indiana, respectively. Bob and Rex weighing in at 3,664 pounds. Kessler and Specht, be ready to follow, and then Stackhouse and Worcester. So this team is a combination of Tom Brown and the Smucker family, and Tom has been pulling horses for many years. The Smucker family has been involved in pulling horses for a lot of years too, and they raise cattle and they raise produce in the Angola, Indiana area. This is team number 10, Brown and Smucker. Football for the Brown and Smucker team. Good job. Last team in the lightweight side, Kessler and Specht, with Casey Harriman driving. Coming all the way from Pennsylvania to pull here tonight for us. After that, Stackhouse and Worcester, please be ready. And then Graber Brothers and Bushman to follow in the hole. Football for Kessler and Specht. Good job. So all the teams in the lightweight division are across. We're moving on to the heavyweight side now. And just for reference sake, there's 7,250 pounds on there as we start the heavyweight side of the poll. First up, Stackhouse and Worcester. Nate Worcester doing the driving from Canton, Pennsylvania. They've got Barney and Julio, and they weigh in at 3,705 pounds. Graber Brothers and Bushman be ready to follow, then Cox, Hall, and Fox. Full pole for Stackhouse and Worcester. They'll be adding 2 blocks for Graber Brothers and Bushman. Randall Graber doing the driving. They're from Summersville, Missouri and Montgomery, Indiana. They've got Mike and Eldie. They weigh in at 3,791 pounds. Nice job for Graber Brothers and Bushman. They got her across. Cox, Hall, and Fox pulling in the 14th position. You're up. Brown and Smucker, number 3 to follow. Pickering and Burton, number 2 right after that. Again, guys, appreciate you having your horses up here and ready to go. It's making for a very good pull. Keep it up. Cox, Hall, and Fox. David Cox, the driver. Newton, Illinois. Pleasureville, Kentucky. No problem for Cox, Hall, and Fox. Good job. Brown and Smucker, number 3 team coming in. Pickering and Burton, number 2 team to follow. Then Pickering and Burton, number 1 team. And then Newland Farms. So the horses' names here are Tom and Mike, and they weigh in at 3,920 pounds. No problem yet, is there? Good pull for the Brown and Smucker team. Pickering and Burton's number 2 teams coming in. Larry Burton driving. They're from Prince George in Canada and Columbia, Kentucky. So we got a Canadian and an American combining on a polling team. On 2 teams, actually, the next 2. No problem for Pickering and Burton. They'll be coming back. Well, they got their 2nd team up here and ready to go. Good job, guys. Appreciate it. Larry Burton's going to drop the lines on the 1st team, grab the lines on the 2nd team, and come right on out. They're pulling Doc and Bill here. They weigh in at 3,975 pounds. Hey, nice job, Larry. Pickering and Burton teams, thank you. Good job having your teams out and ready. We appreciate it. Newland Farms is up. Followed by Rick Likes and then the Davis County boys. Full pole, nice job for the Newland Farms team. Next up, Rick Likes. Angola, Indiana. His team weighs in at 4,200 pounds. So they're adding 4 blocks on. Then we're going to have the Davis County boys from Montgomery, Indiana, then Roman Edmonds, then Cox and Hall. That'll complete our second round. Right now, weight on the boat is 7,750 pounds. Football, good job for Rick Lights. Now the Davis County boys. Floyd Loneker, Montgomery, Indiana. They're pulling Pudge and Vern. They weigh in at 4,250 pounds.
He's pudgy.
Good pull for the Davis County boys. Good job. Roman Edmonds, ready to go. He's on his way in. Roman's from Lake City, Michigan, pulling in the 21st position. Cox and Hall, and then we'll be ready to add more weight for the next go-round. Full pull. Good job. Roman Edmonds, second team. All right. Cox and Hall with David Cox from Newton, Illinois, the last team to hook. There's going to be 8,300 pounds on the boat for this hitch, and then we'll be adding more weight to go into our third round. While we're waiting here a minute, last year in the overweight poll, we had 15 teams in the contest, and the winning load was 17,000 pounds. It was a different boat and different conditions, but that's what we pulled on last year. He was over the rope.
Over the rope and not driving.
He got her across. Good job. Nice job by Cox and Hall. And that's the last team. We're ready to add weight.
So running alongside was actually driving.
Yeah, so last year, just to give you a little bit of a history lesson, we had the overweight pull on Friday night. Jordan Hansen won the pull, 17,000 pounds. He pulled it 14 feet 6 inches. Tom Brown with the Brown and Smucker team was second. They were on 17,000 pounds also. They ended up pulling that 6 feet 8. Then the Cox Hall and Whitecamp team, David Cox, he's pulling tonight too. They were on 17,000 pounds and they went 5'3". So quite a contest we had last year. Did we have the same amount of weight, guys? Yes, we did. So I believe we're going to be starting out at 8,500 pounds, 8,500 pounds. First up, we've got Roman Edmonds. Come on in. Brandon Porter, be ready. And Wallstra and Ernest after that. And a full pull for Roman Edmonds. job, Roman. On 8,500 pounds. Now we're going to add a block, and we're going to be ready for Brandon Porter from West Sunbury, Pennsylvania. Walstra and Ernest, be ready, and then Brown and Smucker, number 1 after that. We're starting to get to the point where you can see it's not pulling quite so easy, but we'll see how they do on this round. Remember to keep your eyes out for who you think is going to win the horsemanship award. And a nice pull. Give him a round of applause, folks. Good job for Brandon Porter. Walstra and Ernest. Tom Brown coming up next on the horsemanship award, folks. What they look for is a team that's well broke, good handling team that's driven into position. It should include the skill of the driver holding the lines taut while the animals are pulling. And it's demonstrated by a true team that gives an honest effort. And it's reflected by the team's willingness to pull and handle when the load gets heavy. And that award is going to be given out by the horsepoleresults.com, and they're going to be given a nice package to the winner of the horsemanship award here tonight. So thank you to horsepoleresults.com. Third team coming in, Walstra and Ernest. Tom Brown driving Tommy Walstra's team, and that's Harley and Jack. He's from Chesterton, Indiana, weighing in at 3,500 pounds. I think we're going to get a little help on the lines here.
Oh, yeah. Whenever she's at.
You'll notice I think all the horses here tonight are Belgians, aren't they? I didn't notice any other breeds, but Belgians are known to be the good pullers. Good pull for the Walstra and Ernest team. Good job. Brown and Smucker, number 1, come on in. Then Smucker Brothers and Bill Hansen. As I was mentioning, it seems like Belgian horses are the ones that dominate anyway in the pulling contest. They're built for pulling. They typically are a little wider. So a lot of times they can be a little lower to the ground, a little longer. They got a little muscle. There's been many good Percherons that have pulled over the years too. But I think here tonight, we're pretty well all Belgian horses in here. You'll notice that boat's got a little different style of a hook on there than a lot of the pulls in Michigan. It's got a chain with a ring on it, and they have to get that ring over the top of their hitch on the evener. And it's not quite as easy as it is just setting it down on a hitch on a normal boat like we use a lot of times. But it means that you have to have good guys doing the hitching for you. Good job for the Brown and Smucker team. James Smucker doing the driving. All right, next up, Smucker Brothers. Paul Smucker doing the driving from Eden, Ohio. Bill Hansen, please be ready, and Jason Averill after that. This team weighs in at 3,600 pounds, and the weight on the boat's 8,650 pounds.
I see her. Step door. East door.
Smucker Brothers, Paul Smucker. Bill Hansen coming in Chatfield, Minnesota. Jason Averill and Jordan Hansen to follow. Bill's team is Bud and Cracker. They weigh in at 3,622 pounds.
It's a cracker.
You'll notice that in the overweight contest, there's a lot of the teams are on the lighter side of the normal pulling contest. It seems like they are able to pull more weight for their size than when you get to some of the heavier teams. Tomorrow night in the heavyweight class, you'll probably see teams that weigh well over 5,000 pounds, but we don't have any that heavy here tonight. Our heaviest team tonight is 4,750 pounds, and that's the Cox and Hall team. Nice job, Bill Hansen. Give him a round of applause, folks. He got it across. Next up, Jason Averill from Columbia, Kentucky. Jordan Hansen and O'Neill and Sons to follow. Jason's been pulling for over 25 years. Started with ponies years ago. Good pull, nice job, Jason. Next up, Jordan Hansen, Preston, Minnesota. It's got Jake and Cashew. They weigh at 3,650 pounds, so they're adding one block. After him will be O'Neill and Sons, and then Brown and Smucker's number 2 team. Full pull for Jordan Hansen, good job. All right, O'Neill and Sons coming up. Jason O'Neill from Dry Ridge, Kentucky. Brown and Smucker, and then
I like it up here.
Kessler and Speck, and that will be the end of the third go-round through the weights, and we'll be ready to add more weight.
Big old break.
Jason O'Neill is doing the driving. They're from Dry Ridge, Kentucky. They got Pete and Roy. They weigh in at 3,657 pounds. A nice team of Belgian horses. Again, keep your eyes open for that Teamsters or the Horsemanship Award, the best Teamster. There's going to be an award given for that here later tonight. See if you can pick out the driver that you think has his team handling the best, and that is handling his team the best. Full pull for Jason O'Neill, good job. Brown and Smucker number 2 with Noah Smucker driving, and then Kessler and Speck, and then more weight. So the Brown and Smucker team made up of Tom Brown and the Smucker family. Tom's from Litchfield, Michigan, and the Smuckers are from Angola, Indiana. They've combined, I think, with 3 different teams here tonight that's pulling in the contest. Full pull for Brown and Smucker. Nice job, guys. All right, Kessler and Speck. Casey Harriman doing the driving from Millerton and Friedens, Pennsylvania. We're on 8,700 pounds yet right now. That's what they're pulling. And this is the last team in the lightweight division. And then we'll have Stackhouse and Wooster to begin the heavyweight division following this poll, and then Graber Brothers and Bushman. Nice job for Kessler and Speck, Casey Harriman driving. So all the lightweight teams have crossed it. Good job, guys. We're on to the heavies. The heavyweight division. Stackhouse and Wooster. Nate Wooster, Canton, Pennsylvania, you're up. Graber Brothers, Cox and Hall. Cox, Hall, and Fox. And then Brown and Smucker's number 3 team. Good job for the Stackhouse and Wooster team, got her across. Graber Brothers and Bushman with Randall Graber doing the driving. Randall's from Montgomery, Indiana. Bushmans are from Summersville, Missouri. They weigh in at 3,800 pounds. They're going to be pulling 8,850 on this load. Nice job, Randall. Good job. Next up, Cox, Hall, and Fox. Team number 14. David Cox doing the driving. Brown and Smucker be ready. Pickering and Burton to follow. We had a barnyard pull last night, folks. I don't know if you all were here or not, but last night, Brown and Smuckers won the barnyard pull here. They've got teams in the contest tonight. The weight was 9,910 pounds that they crossed last night in the barnyard. Good job by Cox, Hall, and Fox. Got her across no problem. Next up, Brown and Smucker's number 3 team. Tom Brown doing the driving. Team number 15 is Tom and Mike. They're going to be pulling 8,950 pounds. They added 2 blocks. Pickering and Burton, please be ready to follow with both your teams. And then Newland Farms. Nice job by Tom Brown and the Brown and Smucker team. Got her across no problem. Larry Burton, you're doing with your Pickering and Burton number 2 team. It's Stoney and Shine. They weigh in at 3,900 pounds, 3,924. And then the Pickering and Burton team, number 1 team will be following. They weigh in at 3,950 pounds. Nice pull for the Pickering and Burton team. You'll notice his horse on this side kind of went down. He lost his footing, went down on the front side, but he got right up and kept right on a pulling and they crossed it with ease. That's a sign of a good horse. Gets right up and keeps on going. Larry's coming in with his second team. They got him there ready for him. And when he's done, Larry's going to have to take a break for about 10 teams. He's got 2 of them right in a row in a fast order. Good job, guys. This is Doc and Bill. All right, next up, Newland Farms. Adam Newland and his family. Adam showed horses for many, many years before he started pulling. It's kind of a family affair with the Newlands. I think Adam told me that the first pull he was ever in was in Cassopolis about 11 or 12 years ago. So that's about how long they've been pulling. And he has got Jeff Knapp doing the driving here for the Newland Farms team. Jeff's a friend of Adam's. I think he might have bought the horses from Jeff. And he's got Jeff driving for him today.
Oh, yeah.
So we've got 9,050 pounds on there right now. We've crossed the 9,000 pound barrier. And that's the load that the Newland Farms are hooking onto. Horses' names are Tony and Billy. They weigh in at 4,020 pounds. Nice job for the Newland Farms team. Good job. All right, next up, Rick Lights, the 19th team in the contest. Rick is from Angola, Indiana. They're adding 4 blocks, so we're going to be at 9,250 pounds. Rick has got horses by the name of Bob and Rock, and they weigh in at 4,190 pounds. Nice job. Give them a round of applause. They sat right down and pulled her through. Good job, Rick. We're moving on to the Davis County boys. Floyd Loneker, Montgomery, Indiana. Roman Edmonds, be ready to hook on next, please. And then Cox and Hall. And then we should be ready for more weighting in. And a full pull for the Davis County boys. Good job. Roman Edmonds, number 2 team's coming in. Roman's been pulling for many years. He always does an excellent job. Roman also was involved. He's got mares. I think he might even have a stallion. He does some breeding of Belgians. He likes to breed the pulling bred horses. He's always got good horses, and he's ready to hook on here as the 21st team in the class. Full pull for Roman Edmonds. Good job. Last team to hook on, Cox and Hall. David Cox from Newton, Illinois. They're going to be adding 9 blocks. David's team weighs in at 4,750 pounds. And this will be 9,800 pounds. 9,800 pounds. So the load's getting up there. Got her across. Every team's across. Let's give them all a round of applause. Good job,
I
guys.
was watching Nate trying to get that sideboard on. He's like, no, no.
All right, we're going to be adding weight. We'll find out what they're at, and we'll be going from there. Who's going to pass?
Moment.
All right, so Roman Edmonds, number 1 team, is going to pass. So, Roman Edmonds, let's give Roman a round of applause, folks. He came all the way from Lake City to pull for us here today. So we're going to be moving right on to Brandon Porter, and then Walstra and Ernest, and then Brown and Smucker. How much weight, Bill, did we add? Okay. So we're starting this lightweight division at 9,800 pounds. That's what they're going to be pulling, and we're ready to go. Ready for Brandon Porter to hook on. Give him a big round of applause. Nice job, Brandon Porter. Next up, Walstra and Ernest, and Brown and Smucker. And folks, I know most all of you know this, but maybe there's some new fans to the sport of horse pulling. I want to just ask you to do this for us. When the loads get heavy like they are now, and when the team is pulling, please don't start to cheer or to clap or to say go, go, or anything like that until they totally cross the load. The reason is, oftentimes when you're yelling go, go, they think it's whoa, whoa. Or when they hear the crowd cheering, they think they crossed the load, because that's what you normally do when they're done. So sometimes that'll stop a team. So on behalf of all the teamsters, we'd like to ask, we really appreciate your applause, but wait until they're totally done. That would be helpful. And now let's give them a round of applause. Nice job. What a good pull. Walstra and Ernest team across. Next up, Brown and Smucker. And then Smucker Brothers and Bill Hansen to follow. So this will be James Smucker doing the driving with Doc and Harley, the horses. They're at 9,850 pounds. Stepped over the rope, disqualified on the first. All right. Didn't quite get it across the second. Give them a round of applause, folks. "24 feet, 10 inches is his distance. So, folks, one thing that's maybe a little different from some of the horse pulls is this. In order for them, now they must take their third pull right away, because of the way we're adding weights as we go on. In a lot of the pulls, you know, you wait until you're through all the teams for their first and second attempts, and then they can come back for the third. But in a pull and an overweight contest, because we add weights in between teams, they have to hook on right away. and pull. So they also, one other thing that they're allowed to do is they can spot the boat where they want it for the third pull. So that's what they're doing right now. They pick out the spot they think on the track that is going to be the most conducive to get good footing and have the boat slide the best. And they place it there, and that'll be their third attempt. They have 3 attempts to get it across. They've used up 2. This will be their third attempt. If they do not get it across, then they're out of the contest. If they do, they move on to the next go-round. So, James Smucker with the Brown and Smucker team, their distance is 24:10. It takes 27.5 feet is the distance they need to pull it. So they're only lacking about 3 feet. And they've got it placed where they want it right now. And so this will be the Brown and Smucker team from Litchfield and Angola coming in for their third and final attempt. The weight they're on is 9,950 pounds. Smucker brothers be ready to follow, and then Bill Hansen. You'll notice the last pull with their second attempt, the driver there, James Smucker, did an excellent job of calming the team down. He got them started good, and they brought it out 24 feet 10 inches. That's one of the things they look for in horsemanship, so keep your eyes open to that. And I thought he did a really good job on his second pull. And now they're going to come in for the third attempt. Again, it's 9,950 pounds. Almost. Give them a big round of applause, folks. "26 feet 9 inches will place them. Let's give the Brown and Smucker team a big round of applause. Appreciate you coming out, guys. Thank you. All right, Smucker brothers. Bill Hansen, Jason Averill, be ready to go. We're at 9,950 pounds for the next 3 teams. They all weigh about the same, so we won't be adding any weights. They'll be pulling 9,950 pounds. Paul Smucker will be doing the driving. They're from Eden, Ohio. Tom and Sam and the horses weigh 3,595 pounds. And they're hooking onto 9,950 pounds. Big round of applause, Smucker brothers, good job. Bill Hansen's coming in from Chatfield, Minnesota. Jason Averill and Jordan Hansen be ready to follow. Nice round of applause, please, for Bill Hampson. Good job. Next up, Jason Averill with a team weighing in at 3,624 pounds. Jordan Hansen to follow, and O'Neill and Sons after that. We're still on 9,950 pounds.
Only two teams out. Busy. Only two teams out.
Nice job for Jason Averill. No problem getting that load across. And now it's Jordan Hansen coming in. And as I think I mentioned earlier, Jordan won the overweight contest 1 year ago here. He's coming in with a team weighing in at 3,640 pounds. Names are Jake and Cashew. Let's give a nice round of applause, Jordan Hansen. Good job. Now we're on O'Neill and Sons. And by the way, we're at 10,000 pounds. 10,000. Brown and Smucker, please be ready. Kessler and Speck to follow. Nice job. Good job for O'Neill and Sons. We're up to Brown and Smucker with Noah Smucker driving and Kessler and Speck. So we want to thank our judges. We've got Duff Clamford, Ted Clamford, and we got Kurt Dickinson down there. And then we want to thank Bob Hunt. He's the guy making sure the teams are getting in the ring in the right order and on time. So thank you to Bob. It's the Brown and Smucker number 2 team with Noah Smucker driving. They weigh 3,664 pounds, a nice team of Belgians. You got more of a darker chestnut colored, and you've got the more traditional red sorrel. Big round of applause. Good job, Brown and Smucker. All right, Kessler and Speck is up, and then we'll go to the heavyweight side. Stackhouse and Worcester, please be ready. And then Graber Brothers and Bushman. So 10,000 pounds is what Casey Harriman, the driver for the Kessler and Speck team, will hook onto. They're from Pennsylvania. They've got Abe and Dick. They weigh in at 3,670 pounds. They're the last team in the lightweight division. We have 8 teams across, 2 that haven't, and this is the last team to hook from the lightweight side of the overweight contest. Nice job! Let's give them a big round of applause. So we've got 9 teams from the lightweight division across. We're moving on now to the heavy side. And we have got Stackhouse and Worcester coming in. They're going to be on 10,050 pounds. They only weigh 50 pounds more than the last lightweight team. So Nate's got a lot lighter team to be in the heavy division. He kind of hit the bad spot in the weights. He was the heaviest of the lighter teams that had to move on up into the top half, the heavier half. Nice job for Nate Wooster, you got her across. Graber Brothers and Bushman is up. Cox, Hall, and Fox, you're next. And then Tom Brown and the Smucker team, number 3, in the hole. Going to be adding 2 blocks. Going to be at 10,150 pounds. Give them a round of applause, folks. That was a good call. They got a tough start. Didn't get quite going together good, but they were honest and got the pull across. Good job, Randall. Cox, Hall, and Fox, Native Cox driving, Brown and Smucker, and then Pickering and Burton. Good job, full pole for David Cox and the Cox, Hall, and Fox team. Next up, we've got Brown and Smucker's number 3 team, then Pickering and Burton, and Pickering and Burton. So Tom Brown is the driver on this load. One of the neat things that Tom does every year is he puts out a benefit horse pull. It's usually in June down by Topeka. And they raise money for St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. All the funds, the monies, the proceeds go to St. Jude's. It's a fun event every year in June. And Tom, we appreciate all the work you put into that, getting that done. And it goes for a great cause. If any of you ever want to help out, help raise some money next year, I'm sure they'd appreciate it. Tom Brown hooking on. Full pull, big round of applause, good job. All right, Pickering and Burton. Larry Burton coming in with his number 2 team, which is the first team he pulls. They're going to be on 10,250 pounds, and they weigh in at 3,924 pounds. Horses' names are Stony and Shine. So those are different names. Not Bill or Bob or Duke. Stony and Shine.
Harmony. Wow, they're working good there.
Nice job, Larry. Good job. The first team's got the load across. Coming in with his next team, and they will add 1 block. But this is the Pickering and Burton number 1 team, Doc and Bill. And again, they're from Canada, Prince George, and also Columbia, Kentucky. They'll be hooking on to 10,300 pounds. 10,300. Newland Farms, please be ready. Rick likes to follow. Nice job, Larry. Good job. Got both teams across. All right. Next up, Newland Farms. Adam Newland with Jeff Nepp driving. Adam's from Three Rivers, Michigan, the Newland Farms team. Tony and Billy, they weigh in at 4,020 pounds. And they are going to be pulling 10,350. Seth Newland, one of the Newland family, is on hooking up. Nice pull. Give him a round of applause, folks. Good job. It's getting heavier now, and these teams are really performing. Rick Lights is due up. Davis County boys to follow. Roman Edmonds, you'll be in the hole. Rick's team weighs in at 4,190 pounds, and they are pulling 10,350. Okay, so he didn't cross his first. Did he unhook and pass the second, or is he passed 7'8" on his first? He passed the second. All right. So, folks, we were just informed. Rick decided he's going to pass out of the contest. He gave it a good try. Let's give him a big round of applause. Nice job. He pulled last night in the farm pull, and he pulled again tonight. I think he figures they've given their best, and so he's moving on. Good job, Rick. Thank you. Next up is Davis County boys. Come from Montgomery, Indiana. Davis County area in Indiana, there's an Amish settlement that's known for breeding pulling horses. I like to go down there and look, and they sell a lot of pulling bred horses down there, and that's where these guys come from. They're pulling Pudge and Burr. They weigh in at 4,227 pounds. And a full pull. Good job. Give them a round of applause. They pulled hard. Two more teams left to hook on. Roman Edmonds with his number 2 team, and then Cox and Hall.
And that would stretch. It was over an hour.
Give Roman a round of applause. Good job, Roman. All right, one more team to hook on in the heavyweight division. That'll be Cox and Hall, David Cox. We've got 9 teams across, one that's not, and one more to try. We'll be at 11,100 pounds. And then we'll be ready to go into the next go-round. While they're adding those weights on, they gotta add quite a few. 1977 was the year of the first Michigan Great Lakes International Horse Pull. Guess how many teams they had in the contest? They had 36.
Holy moly.
And the winner, a familiar name to most of us, Larry Reed. Larry won the very first contest, 1977,
Wow.
36 teams. All right, Cox and Hall, David Cox, we're ready to have you come on out. This will be 11,100 pounds. David's got the heaviest team in the contest. They weigh in at 4,730 pounds. It's Junior and Jim. And a full pull for David Cox. Big round of applause, good job. Are we going to start with the 11,100? All right, Melvin Morse says that's what we're going to do. So we're starting the lightweight division at 11,100 pounds. Roman Edmonds has passed out, so we're on to the second team, Brandon Porter. Walster and Ernest, be ready. And then after that will be Smucker Brothers. So Smucker Brothers, you're moving up one because of the Brown and Smucker team being out. So first up, Brandon Porter, we're ready to go. And he's from West Sunbury, Pennsylvania. And I believe he's got 11,150 pounds he's hooking on to. $17.5. A big round of applause, folks. He passes his second attempt. He's going to give him a break a minute and think about it. He's going to come back in for his third. He has to do that right away. He can't place the boat where he wants it. So they're going to get the skid steer out, move it where he wants it. So the distance he got was 17 feet 5 inches. He needs to get 27 and a half. He's allowed to choose his choice of directions, and he's allowed to choose where they want to place the sled. So that's what they're doing right now. Brandon thinks there's a little better spot to hook on, so they're going to pull it there, and then he'll come back in for his third and final attempt. Walstra and Ernest, be ready to follow. Smucker Brothers, you're after that. You're in the hole. Then Bill Hampson. All right, they got the sled in the spot that Brandon wants it to be. And he's going to be hooking on to a bad load of 11,150 pounds. With a team, folks, that weighs in at 3,512 pounds. So they're a lightweight team. And they're really hooking onto a big load. Let's give them every benefit of the doubt. Be quiet while they're pulling, and we'll give them a big round of applause when they're totally done. Let's give him a big round of applause, folks. Great pull. Nice job, Brandon. Thanks for coming out all the way from Pennsylvania to pull for us here tonight. Thank you. He bettered his distance. He got 20 foot 6 inches, so that'll place him in the contest. Next up is Walstra and Ernest, and then Smucker Brothers, and then Bill Hampson. So this is Tommy Walstra's team.
There you go.
He was inducted into the Hall of Fame here tonight. He's got a good team of horses that Tom Brown's been working for him, keeping them in shape. And Tom's going to be doing the driving for him here tonight. It's Harley and Jack. And they only weigh 3,525 pounds too, folks. And they're going to be hooking onto a sled weighing in at 11,150. Give them a round of applause, folks. They'll be back for their third. Distance of 2 foot 1 inch. Two foot 1, they can place the boat now. He passed his second, he'll be able to come back for his third. So they'll get the skid steer out there, get it moved to where he wants it, and and he'll be able to hook on again. All right, Wallstra and Ernest, their third attempt. They have 2'1". They passed their second. Here comes their third.
Okay. Yep.
Smucker Brothers, be ready. Bill Hansen to follow. Big round of applause, guys, for Tommy Wallstra and Tom Brown. Good job. 5'1" is their distance. 5'1", so they did better their distance, and that will place the Wallstra and Ernest team from Chesterton, Indiana. Tommy, thanks for coming up. Tom, thanks for helping them out. Appreciate it. So, we've had two teams hook, and nobody's crossed it yet. We're on to Smucker Brothers. Paul Smucker from Eden, Ohio. Bill Hansen, be ready. In the hole, Jason Abrell. We're at 11,250 pounds. And as I said, nobody's got it across yet in the lightweight division. This is small Paul Smucker driving from Eden, Ohio. Tom and Sam, they weigh in at 3,595 pounds. Beautiful team of Belgian horses, matched well. Remember that we're looking for that Best Teamster, the Horsemanship Award. And we're going to be giving that award away here about, I think, sometime during this round, before the end of the contest. Hey, there we have it. Good job. Big round of applause. First team across, Smucker Brothers. Next up is Bill Hansen, Chatfield, Minnesota, Jason Abrell, and Jordan Hansen to follow. Bill Hansen will be hooking on to 11,250 pounds also. As I mentioned, the Hansens, three generation of horse pullers. You've got Bill on the lines, you've got his son Jordan right behind him, he's the third generation. Give him a round of applause, folks. Good pull.
All right.
Was it 19.6? 19 feet 6 inches. He passed his second, and now he can spot it where he wants for his third. Nice job, Bill. Let's give him a big round of applause. All the way out, you guys, from Chatfield, Minnesota to pull for us here tonight. 22 feet, 7 inches. So that'll place him. He bettered his distance, 22 feet, 7 inches. Nice job. Jason Averill is up next. Jason from great pull. Big round of applause for Jason. Good job. He was hooked on before I knew he was out there. Good job, Jason. He got her across. His one horse went down. He got back up and still got it across. Next up is Jordan Hansen from Preston, Minnesota. O'Neill and Sons, you're next. And then Brown and Smucker. So 2 teams across so far, folks, 2 teams. We've got 4 more to hook on in the lightweight side, and then of course the heavies after that. All right, give him a round of applause. He's going to pass his second. 11'7" on his first. 11'7" for Jordan. I think what? Are they going to be able to spot it now, guys?
They can only go that way or move it down.
Is this his second pull yet, guys? All right. So he's not spotting it. You'll notice that he's past the mark on the end. So he has to unhook to pull his second because he's too far to the end. So he is not on his third, he's on his second attempt here. And he will still have the opportunity to go for his third if he doesn't get it across. Distance of 11'7". All right, round of applause. Good job. That's his second attempt. 18 feet, 9 inches. Now they're going to be able to place it for his third and final attempt. I just know that. Ashley Brown, AE Photography. Jordan's coming in for his third and final attempt. 11,300 pounds. Big round of applause, folks. Jordan, thanks for coming out. We appreciate it. All the way from Minnesota.
11 inches.
He did better his distance. Third and final pull is 19 feet 11 inches. 19 feet and 11 inches. That'll place Jordan. We're up to O'Neill and Sons. Jason O'Neill, followed by Brown and Smucker, and then Kessler and Speck. 2 teams across, 3 more to hook in the lightweight division. Nice pull, give him a round of applause. Jason O'Neill gets the load across. 3rd team across. All right, Brown and Smucker number 2, Noah driving. Has Bob and Rex. They weigh in at 3,664 pounds. They're going to be hooking on to 11,300 pounds. Kessler and Speck be ready to follow. And then Stackhouse and Wooster. The first team in the heavyweight division. You're in the hole. We want to thank Purina Super Sports or Purina Feeds and the Caledonia Farm Elevator. They're going to give the winners of both the lightweight and the heavyweight division 2 bags of Purina Super Sport. Super Sport supports muscle development, stamina, and recovery, helping powerhouse horses to perform their best. Thanks to Amy Kravetsky and Kelly Scheidel. We're going to be given the Horsemanship Award too, and that's sponsored by HorsePollResults.com. That award will be given here shortly. So let's see if you can pick out who the winner is. Give them a big round of applause, folks. Nice pull. Tried hard, didn't they? 21 foot, 9 inches. I think they have to go the other way. We need the spotting skid steer. Going to pass the second, going to go to their third. Actually had more. In the year 1980, the lightweight division, 56 teams of horses calling here at the Great Lakes.
46 for
This year we have 22, 11 in each division. And then we have heavyweights tomorrow night.
So 20, 26.
Noah's got the boat moved where he wants it.
46.
He's got a distance of 21.9.
Heavyweights.
He's coming in for his third pull. Let's be quiet while they're hooked and give them every opportunity to get it across. Kessler and Speck, please be ready to follow. Then Stackhouse and Wooster.
until like 2 in the morning.
So, how many people do you suppose that are here tonight were there in 1977?
We really?
Randy Frost.
Nice job. Big round of applause. They got her across. Good job. Noah Smucker, Brown and Smucker team. So that's our fourth team across. Our last lightweight team, Kessler and Specht. Casey Harriman to hook on from Pennsylvania. Stackhouse and Wooster to follow, and then Graber Brothers and Bushman. So, Kessler and Specht is going to be hooking on to 11,300 pounds. 4 lightweight teams across. While we're waiting for them to pull up, I just had a gentleman come up here and say, 1977, the first Michigan Great Lakes International, he was at that poll. It was in Detroit. I'm just wondering, is there any others that were at that poll? If you were at that poll in 1977, raise your hand. We got somebody else?
Van Horn?
All right. Big round of applause. Good job, Kessler and Specht. I believe that's 5 teams of the lightweights into the next round. Good job, guys. All right, first team up from the heavy side, the Stackhouse and Wooster team. They're from Canton, Pennsylvania. Graber Brothers and Bushman be ready to follow, then Cox, Hall, and Fox. 11,350 pounds is what's on the boat. 11,350. And Nate Wooster's team, you remember me saying that, he only weighs 50 pounds more than the heaviest of the lightweights, so he's kind of at a disadvantage in this heavyweight side. He weighs in at 3,700 pounds, roughly. Got Jack Van Vorst up here telling me he went to 44 of the Michigan Great Lakes International polls in a row. This is your 47. He missed one year. Give him a big round of applause, folks. Nice try. Nate Wooster. 10 foot 6 inches, past his second. He'll be able to come back for his third. They'll be able to spot it for him, and he can take his third. 10 foot 6.
They're gonna move it.
Winner, do you want to know? He's a familiar name to many horse pullers. Max Ledger. Max won it in 1978. And then the lightweight division, that was 1980s when we had the most teams. There was 80, or there was 56 teams. And the winner of the lightweight division, Heisel Ritchie from Kentucky. So, I imagine a lot of you guys know or remember those folks. So Stackhouse and Wooster coming on for their third and final attempt at 11,350. They have 10 foot 6 inches for their best distance on their first pull. He did pass the second, and now back into the third. Nice job by Stackhouse and Worcester. Give them a big round of applause. Nate, don't go too far. You're going to stop your team. We want to give you an award a minute before you get too far. So folks, Nate Wooster right here is going to be the winner of the Horsemanship Award tonight. Give him a big round of applause. He was a very good sport at the scales today. He's the president of the New York State Horse Pullers Association. And Ashlyn Hunt is presenting the award here for HorsePullResults.com. I've got JoJo Duvall from HorsePullResults.com working with me up here, doing a great job of helping me and keeping me in line. We appreciate their sponsorship. His final distance was 16 feet and 4 inches. Congratulations, Nate. Good job. Thanks for coming out. We really appreciate it. Winner of the Horsemanship Award, Nate Wooster. Okay, Graver Brothers and Bushmen, you're up next. And then Cox, Hall, and Fox, and then Brown and Smucker, be ready.
Oh my, way down there.
26 foot 11. Oh, just shy of 7 inches, folks. Big round of applause for the Graver Brothers and Bushman team. Nice job. So they're going to pass their second. They'll be able to come back and place the boat where they want to hook for their
Right on
third
down.
to be able to move on to the next round. Cox, Hall, and Fox, be ready to go, and then Brown and Smucker. Folks, give Randall Graver a big round of applause. All the way out. They came from Missouri and Montgomery, Indiana. He got 24.8 on his final attempt. So 26 foot 11 will place the Graver Brothers and Bushman team. The third team to hook on in the heavyweight end is Cox, Hall, and Fox. And they're hooking on to 11,450 pounds. David Cox is the driver. The horses weigh in at 3,803 pounds. Round of applause. Good job for David Cox, Cox, Hall, and Fox. Will get their distance. They passed their second.
11-9, 11-9.
11 feet, 9 inches on the first. Past the second. They'll be able to spot the boat where they want for their third. All right, give him a round of applause. Good job. Appreciate it, David, for coming out all the way from Illinois and Kentucky. 15 feet, 10 inches. So he bettered his distance. That will place the Cox Hull and Fox team with David Cox driving. Brown and Smucker, number 3 team. Tom Brown, come on in. Pickering and Burton, be ready to follow. 11,550 pounds is what Tom's going to be hooking on to. And Tom Brown's from Litchfield, Michigan, the Smucker family, Angola, Indiana. And like I said, they've teamed up. They have 3 teams in the contest. And they're hooking on for their first attempt at 11,550 pounds.
Man, they worked hard.
All right, big round of applause. Good job. We'll get his distance. 17 foot 9 inches. You'll notice he had that far horse kind of stumbled on him, and that on a heavy load, that's just impossible to overcome. So hopefully when they get hooked on for their 3rd attempt, they can get some better footing. All right, Tom's waiting. Let's be quiet while he's pulling, folks, and give him every opportunity to get it across. Give him a big round of applause, folks. Good try, Tom. Good try. 24 feet, 11 inches will place the Brown and Smucker team. 24 feet, 11 inches. All right, we still don't have a heavyweight team across. We're going to Pickering and Burton, number 2 team from Prince George, Canada, and Columbia, Kentucky. They're pulling Stony and Shine. They weigh in at 3,900 pounds, 39.24. And they are on 11,550 pounds.
Momentum. He was going.
Round of applause for Larry, guys. Good job.
Going back up.
So Larry Burton's coming in with his 3rd attempt with his team. Good job.
Yeah, he's excited.
Nice job, Larry. But now he's got to turn right around and hook on again. He can't celebrate too long. He's got his next team coming in. And this is Doc and Bill. And they weigh in at 3,975 pounds. And they're going to be hooking on to 50 pounds more, 11,600 pounds. Is Larry going to spot it right off the bat? Okay, So folks, here's something different we haven't had yet. If a puller wants to spot it without hooking on to his first and second attempts, they can do that. So what Larry's doing here is he's saying, I want to get in the best spot. I want to be able to have my team only have to pull it one time so they don't use up their energy. And so this will be his third final attempt with his first team. So even though they haven't hooked yet, because he's spotting it, he's on his third attempt. He only has one attempt to get it across. So that's what Larry's doing right here with his second team.
Huh. Never seen that before. Makes sense to me though. Why wear your horse out? You might as well just get it all.
Alright, so here comes Larry with his second team. This will be his only and final attempt because he spotted the boat. He's got to get it across. And another team across. Good job, Larry. Hey, that was a good move, wasn't it? He got it across on the first attempt, and congratulations, 2 teams across. All right, Newland Farms, you're up. Davis County boys, be ready to follow. You're after Newland Farms. It's Davis County boys, and then Roman Edmonds. 2 teams across. They're both named Pickering and Burton, and we are looking for another team to get her across here in the heavyweight side of it. Newland Farms with Jeff Knapp driving. They're Tony and Billy. Weigh 4,020 pounds, and they're hooking on to 11,650 pounds. All right, we'll get his distance. Give him a round of applause. Nice try, guys. They'll be able to come back for their third. They're going to spot it. Nice job, guys. Give them a big round of applause, the Newland Farms team. "21 feet even, so much better distance. Good job, guys. Good job. All right, Davis County boys, you're up. Then Roman Edmonds, and then Cox and Hall. That'll be the end of the go-round. Then we'll move on to more weight again. Give them a round of applause, folks. Thanks for coming out, guys. Davis County boys from Montgomery, Indiana. Sorry I didn't hear the distance. Guys, I didn't catch that distance. Can you give it to me?
9.
Thank you. 2 feet 9.
Roman.
All right, Roman Edmonds coming in with his number 2 team from Lake City. Jack and King, they weigh in at 4,320 pounds. He's hooking on to 11,950 pounds, folks. 11,950. Nice job, Roman. Big round of applause, folks. 3rd team across. All right, last team. to hook on. Cox and Hall, David Cox from Newton, Illinois. I think he's going to spot it right off the bat. So. Full pull. Congratulations, guys. Good job. Another team across. All right. We have made it through. And we have. All right. I'm just getting a little note from Brandon. We're going to have just a little bit of a break here because they've got to get some more blocks. So they're running out there to grab some more blocks, and we'll be ready to go here in just a minute.
Horse over there kicking.
Give him a round of applause, folks. He's going to pass his second. He'll be able to spot on his third. We'll get his distance. Big round of applause, guys. Paul Smucker Brothers. 11'5" on that third attempt. That will place them. All right, Jason Abrams up. Jason's from Columbia, Kentucky. He's got Junior and Rooster. They weigh in at 3,600 pounds, and they're going to be hooking on. They're going to be hooking on to 12,100 pounds. All right, give him a round of applause, folks. Nice shot.
5 feet even.
5 feet even. 5 feet even. Pass the second. Give them a round of applause, folks. Nice pull. They tried hard. Good job. Good job, Jason.
16? What do we get?
17 feet even.
17 feet even. Good job. That'll place him right now with the best distance of the two that have hooked on. We're going to go to O'Neill and Sons next. Jason O'Neill from Dry Ridge, Kentucky. Third team to hook on in the lightweight division. Two more after this. Jason's got Pete and Roy. They weigh in at 3,657 pounds. All right, give him a round of applause, folks. We'll get his distance, and he can spot it for his third. "4 feet, 2 inches. Big round of applause for Jason. Good job. We'll get his distance. 9 feet, 1 inch. That will place the O'Neill and Sons team from Dry Ridge, Kentucky. Thanks for coming out. All right. Brown and Smucker. Litchfield and Angola with Noah driving will be the next team up. And then Kessler and Specht. So far, 3 teams have hooked on. Nobody's got it across yet. I think, if I'm reading this right, the Brown and Smucker team is going to spot it. So it'll be their only attempt, their third and final attempt. They're going to spot it where they want and give her.
For the truck? I don't know why I like it.
Big round of applause, folks. Good pull. Nice job, Casey. 16 feet, 1 inch. 16 feet, 1.
Oh my God.
Big hand for Casey Harriman all the way from Pennsylvania. Thank you, guys. We'll get the distance.
There it is. You must need it.
19 feet, 4 inches. They got the job done. There's your winning team right there in the lightweight division. Big hand for Larry, guys. Good job. We'll get his distance and see where he places with that.
9 foot.
10 feet, 11 inches.
I was gonna
So
say,
that's
I
his
was gonna
distance.
say 10,
He
but
placed it, spotted it.
Yeah.
So that's it on Larry's team. Now he's coming back in with his next team. And this is Doc and Bill. It's going to be at 12,450 pounds. We'll see once. Is Larry going to spot it or hook for the first? All right, give Roman a hand. First pull will get his distance.
7 foot. What we got?
8 foot even. 8 foot even.
Uh-oh. Another board go flying?
All right, so far, we've got 10 foot 11, the first Pickering and Burton team. We've got 13 foot with the second Pickering and Burton team. And now Roman Edmonds at 8 foot. Nice job, Roman. Give him a big round of applause, folks. Good pull.
He's down there about 12.
13 feet, 2 inches, 13.2. I believe that puts him in first place right now. 2 inches ahead of Larry Burton And Larry Burton's other team had 10'11", so
We have two
yeah,
little
about
dogs at
a foot
the
ahead of
ranch
that
house
one.
right now.
So the final team to hook on, folks. This is it. Cox and Hall, David Cox from Wheaton or Newton, Illinois.
I think
His team weighs in at 4,730 pounds. And they're adding a bunch of blocks. It's going to be 13,250. Hey, great job. Congratulations. Give David Cox and his team a big round of applause. There's your winning team right there, folks. Full pull. Good job.
That is dangerous, man. They need to.
A little dangerous with the blocks falling off there. Have to take a look at that a little bit.
Wow.
Right out the gate, pulling how much weight. From the little guy to the massive one, team and drivers are ahead. Start 'em off with the boat.
Thanks for watching, and please subscribe to Everything Horses.
Digging the grass, tearing up the dirt. Horses soon here, go, go, go. All there's a song till they